Welcome to another episode of I Woke Up For This with your host, me, Blaze Couchman, along with my co-host.
Hi, my name's Mark Way.
That's Mark Way. And then we got a special guest in here today, Marlin Wells.
Morning, boys.
Nice.
Marlin.
What a stellar day to wake up and come into this. Marlin, surprisingly, not to throw him under the bus.
Right away?
First guy to not wake up for this.
Am I the first one who
yeah,
didn't
that is
get
true.
here?
Yeah.
That is true.
Am I the only one?
Well, no, besides like
Oh.
when Dave and I had the show and he never made it in on time.
Sure.
But once we changed the name of the show to I Woke Up For This.
Man, that was a bummer that morning. I was like, if I don't put something in my calendar, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And then, like, I, on top of that, slept in like an hour and a half past when I was supposed to be in here. So I woke up to like all these text messages and Instagram messages and a missed call and just that drop out of the pit of the stomach feeling.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh no.
Yeah, we actually, well, Josh was staying at Lindsay's that night, so then we were just like, Josh, you want to come in here? He was like, yeah. We literally just woke him up.
That was a weird, because he's like, I'll be there in 10 minutes, and then it was like a little clock on the bottom of our screen said 9 minutes and 58 seconds later, and then doors open. How did you do that, Harvey
That's
Keitel?
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about different little shows. Well, you were in what store were you in when you took that picture of Nate in that little hat?
Oh no, the littlest cowboy.
Yeah.
Oh,
The littlest
Nathan Fulsebakke. We were in we were in Minot over the weekend telling jokes, and he was like, "We got to swing by the Home of Economy because they're turning it into a Runnings. We got to go like pay our respects at Home of Economy." So we were just like rolling around like, oh, none of these Carhartts are on sale. We thought maybe they'd be on sale, but I guess not. And then, yeah, we had to find the cowboy hat rack, and that was the biggest hat in there.
No way.
Yeah, and it looks like a cute little party hat.
I bet I can find that hat and put it in the video here. I'll
It's
grab that picture.
ridiculous.
That is super funny. When you're looking at like all those little towns, like those stores in different towns, what do you think the best one is between like Pomida, Dollar General, Arco?
Love a
Like,
Pomida.
yeah.
Pomita's just a grocery store, right?
No, Pomida's like
It's like a proto Walmart, like a tiny little like a tiny little we got everything store.
I'm thinking, well, I mean, I feel like I've been in one, but like there's one like a little bit further.
I know Beulah, North Dakota had one.
Beulah.
I don't know. Is there any Pomida left?
I don't know.
I don't know because they I think the Pomida that I'm thinking of got changed. Now it's like Mark's grocery store.
Oh, damn
And,
it,
like,
Mark.
there's-
We had a good thing going.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember passing by Pomida. You could see it from the highway, and I'd always say, "What's up in there?" And I just assumed it was groceries.
I really like a Home of Economy because like that, the name, the logo,
Yup.
everything screams like we did this before businesses were a thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yup. Sawdust on the floor.
Yeah, I don't think there's any of these truly left, but I'm partial to a Ben Franklin, but I don't know that Ben Franklin's exist.
That was just like a
anymore.
I
craft
don't know
store.
if they do either.
Yeah, like a lot of craft stuff, a lot like Ben Franklin. Your mom wanted to go to Ben Franklin.
Oh yeah, on
You
a
know.
Saturday night you'd have to go to Ben Franklin with your mom because it was, if you were in like let's say 5th grade, 6th grade, not, being 27. Hopefully
Yeah.
you were going to Ben Franklin with your mom. But yeah,
Incredible.
yeah, that actually might be the most fun. Like you're like, I'm so sick of partying and having a good time and hanging out with all these different girls and people and having fun. I'm gonna go to Ben Franklin with my mom.
I got to go to Ben Franklin with Ma.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my
Yeah.
reset.
Yeah, that's
She's
how
still
I charge
push-
my social battery.
She still pushes you in a cart. You get-
You almost lose your legs because the circulation's cut off with those two little. Mom, that thing keeps folding
Yeah,
down
just-
in my back.
just super purple, swollen legs.
Just angry red around the constriction point. She needs fabric, and if I behave, I get a candy on the way out.
Yup.
Man, it would be nice just to be pushed around a grocery store now. Like
It's got to feel good, right?
it has to be awesome as long as the cart's big enough.
You got to go to Costco. For
I wonder
something
what
like that.
age was the last time that I was in a grocery cart and I didn't even know it. It's
That's
just
that's like that
Right?
sad meme for moms of
Yeah.
like, one day you'll pick up your child for the last time and you won't know it.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly. I think of that every once in a while, and I legit pick up my son. He's 14 now, and I like grab him, and he's just like, "What?" And I just hoist him up in the air.
burp him.
Yeah.
Yesterday
throws
wasn't the
up-
last day.
Yeah. He throws up all over my back.
Dad, I don't want to sit in this cart. I don't fit in this cart.
You're like, you're gonna fit in this cart. Gosh darn it.
You're jamming him into one of the ones that have the plastic car in the
yeah.
front. Like, get in there.
Man, those are fun. I do. Man, there are a lot of times, even those little, those play cars that everyone would have. I can drive a
yeah.
real car, and I think that I would kind of want to sit and Fred Flintstone myself around
Sure.
in one of those
You
old
would
ones. and
rather,
yeah.
yep.
Well, you there's no the bottom is still in those, so you can't stick your feet through.
Is it?
Oh yeah, you can't push yourself around. Like if your feet were hanging out of the bottom of that cart, that'd be a liability. That's a lawsuit.
Oh, I was talking about just in like the regular car ones, not like the
Oh, not
grocery
the
cart
specifically
ones.
grocery cart ones.
Yeah.
I was thinking, yeah.
Like if I was just in one of those little tyke ones or whatever.
Like the red car with the
Yeah.
yellow top. Yeah.
Yup.
Yep.
Okay, I remember that. Well, I mean, mine. I feel like it was pedals, I suppose, but like they were basically two metal bars that were shaped like
Like an S shape.
yeah, S, but like a super rigid S, like straight lines, 90-degree angles. But you'd like do your things like that. But it was just like that. The people at home can't see. You'd move it.
It's very
you'd
visual.
Push it back and forth. But like it was just a straight, well, not straight. It was a metal bar.
Yeah, like the pedals that are in a pedal boat.
Yeah.
Yup.
Except cheap. They're only
Yep.
like the metal. It's not like a bar. It's like it's like the size of a pencil.
Yeah. Yeah. It should
Oh,
bend a
yeah.
lot.
Those are the
easier.
ones we had for
Yeah.
sure. Anything that was meant to pedal was that.
Yeah.
I feel like mine was thicker.
Oh.
Like I mean, like you.
Well,
would-
your family had money.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we were well to do. I had a little push or a little pedal Rolls Royce.
Wait, aren't you from Michigan?
Yeah.
They actually just grabbed old Ford parts and made them where you were.
After they started shutting the plants
Yeah.
down.
Yep. My dad actually worked for Chevrolet.
Oh, really?
GM.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I had a Corvette. Not really. I think it was to be honest, I don't remember if it was like a brand car or not. If it was just like a generic vehicle.
Pedal car, yeah.
Yeah.
So like
I like
don't-
the idea of you coming home with a Mustang pedal car. He throws you out of the house.
There was so my dad bought was called a Montero, Mitsubishi Montero.
Okay.
It was a sweet. I thought it was pretty nice, but also I was in 7th grade, whatever.
Sure.
But like, he had to park it in the back parking lot. I remember he complained about that because he's like, it's not a GM, so they won't let me park it in the front lot or
Oh.
something
Can't be
like that.
seen,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, what? So they were pretty. I could imagine the guy that pulled up in a Mustang and everybody's like, oh, cool car, and then they egg it.
Yeah.
You know?
Slashing tires.
Yeah. He comes over and it's upside down. Like, whoa, what happened to my Mustang?
Somebody broke the T-tops out of my car.
T-tops.
Dumped a bunch of cottage cheese in here. Who even brought cottage cheese to work? This sucks.
How did they find the cottage cheese in my trunk?
Yeah.
How'd they know I always bring cottage cheese?
And
I'm
sardines.
actually in love with the way you're saying cottage cheese. Like the accent is
Yeah.
like,
Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
Oh, am I emphasizing
Yeah.
weird?
Yeah.
Cottage cheese.
I say cottage cheese.
Okay.
And you say cottage cheese.
I say, God, it's cheese.
No.
Oh God.
Oh, God, this is actually cheese.
Oh, God, it's cheese. Cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese.
I think we just invented a new ad campaign for Kemp's.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
but somebody else is gonna steal it. Kemp's is gonna be like, no. Also, we don't endorse or denounce any particular brand of cottage cheese.
Let's just start our own cottage cheese company.
good call.
Seems easy to get off the
It
ground.
truly
yeah.
does.
It's a trustworthy venture right away.
The dairy industry notoriously easy to break into.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, we got our own brand of cottage cheese, and then everybody'd be like, I don't think so, and then we'd end up dead.
Yeah.
Step one, buy cows. It's just like Blaze and Markway at the auction block. Just like,
Dude,
I
I
don't
can't
know.
afford a
does
cow.
3 seem like enough?
Yeah. and Cass Clay comes after us.
There's no way. I went to the state fair. I'm sure you guys have been to the Minnesota State Fair, they have cow auctions.
Yeah.
And I do believe that this was a bull,
Yeah, let's not make cottage cheese with that.
This is salty. So then we're the bull sold it was like $84,000 or something like that. I think I'm making that up. I think it was closer to $30,000, but it wasn't when I heard them say, "Do I hear 3,000?" and then somebody was like, "Yeah." And then it went to like 5,000, like no problem. And then when it got up to like 20, 30, people were kind of a little apprehensive, but it finally sold. I think it was like $36,000. And I went and told my family immediately that we need to start selling cows. Because it was like, how much? And then people who are in the know were like, well, you got to have a place to keep it. You got to feed it.
Well, you have a house.
I have a backyard. I have an ice rink in my backyard. Maybe if I take that ice rink out and focus on
bull rink.
Cows. Yeah. Build the fences up a little higher. Oh, then in the summer I can make money on bull fighting.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll just have to bring in some Latin Americans because I think they're the best at it. I don't know.
I think you're right. Like,
I don't have any practice at it. I don't think there's any other. Well, maybe Spain.
I can't name any Caucasian bullfighters. That's all I'm saying.
Well, to be fair, I can't name any Latin bullfighters.
Listen, I was going to leave that on the table and just be technically correct over here.
Which is the best kind of correct to be. The person I hate the most in the world, I think, is somebody who said that to me. I was like, well, technically you're right. And he's like, technically is the best right to be. And I wanted to punch him in his face.
Throw him in the backyard, feed him to your cow.
Yeah.
Also, like, there was a weird girl in high school that we asked her the time. We're like, Monica, what time is it? Because we didn't know. And she was like, time does not exist. It's a construct. And I'm like,
I like Monica.
she scared me.
She
put a spell on us.
I'm in love with her already.
I'd have been so annoyed. I'd been like, all right, Monica.
I know.
Thank you, Monica. Look at your watch, you dummy.
You keep having lunch alone, Monica. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm not having lunch alone. I brought my friends with me.
Lunch is a construct. God, you're insufferable.
Friends are a construct. I only know what bullies are.
I get my nutrients from the air we breathe. All right, Monica.
All right, Monica.
Like, okay, where are your parents, Monica?
You should try cottage cheese.
Yeah. Cottage cheese. Bulls have to be worth more than cows, though.
Right?
That's pretty-
for sure.
like,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
way more, because you have like one bull. Though.
Yeah.
It's pretty sexist. But I do think you're right. I think that's why it was so much money.
Yeah.
Thousands of dollars. Like, I mean, if somebody said, "Oh, I bought that cow for $500," I'd be like, "That makes sense." Like a bunch of beef, that'd probably be okay. But when they said 30, but then it was young. They probably could make more cows from that.
Exactly.
bull,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it was like,
It's like a racehorse that way.
yeah.
Also, you're paying inflated prices at a fair because you're like, oh, it's the fair.
Well, this was an auction.
But
But
at the fair, you throw a little money around.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I buy like a big box of cookies at the fair for like $40. Go to Hornbacher's,
Dude, don't get me started.
buy it for $7, and be like, I should have bought these somewhere else.
I
I should
should've
have get them
bought-
for
yeah.
$3.
My big my state fair hack is buying that bucket of cookies for $40. It's like legit $32. You go buy the bucket, and then you go get as much free milk as you want because they have that big refrigerator truck with the milk in it.
Okay.
You can get chocolate. It's $2 for the cup, and then you can fill the cup as much as you want. But it's like the cup doesn't last. You know, like you can fill it up a couple times, and then the cup kind of disintegrates after.
It's pretty crafty on their
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Unlimited refills, but we made the cup kind of crummy.
Yeah, unless it's just like you don't know what's in that milk that's making nothing else makes the cups dissolve like that.
GHB makes the cup dissolve. Like, no, I mean it's like a little bit bigger Dixie cup. Like it's like not something that's like a sturdy plastic cup. It's
Sure.
like
Yeah.
you're gonna easily destroy.
You're
this
gonna wreck
cup.
this thing, yeah.
It doesn't dissolve. Like that would suck. You're like carrying around the milk for 20 minutes. And all of a sudden,
Bottom just drops
boosh,
out.
Like, oh man.
They got me. Another $2 for a cup.
Damn it. I don't have another $2. The $18 French fry bucket.
What you should have done is just like put a bunch of milk inside that huge bucket and just made a big cookie crisp.
Cookie slurry.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be right back.
It's not the worst idea I've ever heard. Listen, I'm not saying it's a good idea, but I'm not saying it's terrible.
the guy watching the milk truck just starts running after you. You can't put the milk in the bucket. Yes,
Call
I
the
can.
cops, police
Yeah.
helicopter. Like, oh, this is serious.
You don't mess with Minnesota milk.
They come out and they look like dairy cops, like the guy who delivers milk to your house. They got a uniform.
Oh, the milkman with the little
yeah.
white hat
Yeah.
and the white
Yeah.
suit.
My dad.
In my mind, they were like rappelling from the helicopter with all tactical gear, but it's like Holstein pattern,
Yeah.
like black and white splashes. Get on the ground! Got big bells around their necks.
You can hear him coming from bing, bing, bing.
Then they just have one bruiser that comes to beat you up, and they just call him the bull.
He's the bull. I just found out, geez, when I moved here, what Holstein print is.
Oh,
Really?
that was a
No
new
idea.
word.
Well, Holstein cows, because I don't know, some lady had maybe it was a purse or a shirt or something, and I was like, that lady's purse looks like a cow or whatever, and then somebody was like, the Holstein
Yeah.
print or blah 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 was very, and I was like, the what now? 'Cause I know like a houndstooth,
Sure.
you
Yep.
know that looks like, and then I don't know, Paisley, and
Sure.
somebody was like Holstein print. I was like, what?
Yep. It's
So-
just like any other, leopard print.
Leopard print,
you know,
yeah. Yup.
zebra print.
I just found out. I didn't know what houndstooth was until now. I've seen it before. I
Oh,
never knew
yeah.
that was the name. What
I don't
kind
know
of
why
animal
they
does that
call it
come from?
houndstooth. Cats.
Oh.
If you had a cat that looked like that,
I did see a video of a cat that was raised by dogs. So it was like raised by bulldogs, I think, or no, pit bulls. It was like, it was a kitten while the pit bulls were puppies. So it like grew up with pit bulls. So the cat thought he was a pit bull, and like he stood like this.
that's
and,
incredible.
like he would be like, Murph, Murph, Murph. Like it was just like a meow that was a bark. It was just crazy.
See,
It
this
was
is what
awesome.
the internet is for.
That's
This is
exactly-
the kind of thing I want.
I watched it for 5 minutes. Like, man, I'm at work. I should be doing something, but I'm not gonna.
Did you always think like people with different accents and things like that?
Yeah.
I went to yoga class the other day, and there was a woman that was like 40 years old, very like white woman, but had an Asian accent. So she must have been like adopted by an Asian family,
Could have been,
or
yeah.
raised over there and then came here. It sounds racist, but I've never seen
It threw
that.
ya.
Yeah, like I'm like, wait, you have an Asian accent
Yeah.
as like a very clearly white woman,
And you're just not ready for it.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
I hope you kept your cool. You didn't like fall down.
No, what?
It just fall down like 90s character. Whoa. Don't even
like
bend over.
Carlton or
Yeah.
something.
It does throw. I mean, I've been called names for this, but one time I went to the mall, and I thought this was hilarious, and I never. So they have like a Leanne Chin's, and they had a Mexican place, and this isn't at our mall here. This was in Michigan, but they had all the Latin people were working at the Chinese place, and all the Chinese people or Asian people were working at the Latin American Mexican place. And I just looked at that, and I was like, do you guys see that? That's hilarious, right?
Right.
And then they were like, no, man, that's racist. And I was
No.
like, nope,
Nope.
that's not.
Nope.
Look at, like, I don't, nope, that's not. It's what's happening
There's
here.
a difference between racist and racial.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
racial
Yeah.
humor.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
But like, you admire what we're witnessing.
You're right.
This
Yeah.
exchange program.
do you see what's happening here? And then, there's a doorway in the middle, and they just cross back and forth. I was like, wow. But it is kind of strange to see something like that, or like every time you're watching TV in the UK, and then a black person comes on, and then they're like, chip, chip, Cheerio. And you're like, yo, what?
like it's just elbow whenever he speaks. It
Oh,
takes you
yeah.
a second.
Right,
Like, oh, hang on.
Right. Like, you sound like the guy from The Walking Dead, who's also British, but you don't know it when he's
Yeah.
Carl.
Yeah, because I always thought it was funny too if you're like, well, that's an authentic Chinese restaurant. Like, there's for sure Chinese people working there. You go to that. I think it'd be funny if people went to like a burger joint and were just mad that their workers weren't white because they're like, this is an American restaurant. Like,
yeah, they can't get the authenticity of
of
a burger.
They don't know what makes a Whopper a Whopper. That'd be an oddly specific kind of racism.
Oh man,
I saw a video the other day of how they make Burger King burgers, and they actually put them through a thing that there's a flame.
Oh yeah,
yeah, they're flame broiled.
I know, but I always thought that was a lie, and they just like put the whatever
Like,
marks in
paint
it.
the
and
grill marks
yeah,
on there.
exactly.
They just
but-
have a big roller stamp.
Yeah,
They roll a bunch of them all at once.
Yeah, I thought they still just threw them on the grill and lied to us.
No, they got like the little conveyor belt, like a pizza oven.
Yeah.
like
you
a
know.
pizza oven with flames in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you.
Wild.
I bet you if Burger King took out the burgers and put pizzas there, they'd probably have some pretty tasty pizzas.
Mm-hmm.
They should make a pizza burger.
They do make a
Oh.
pizza burger.
I
Do
know,
they
but
really?
Did Burger King does?
No, Burger King doesn't.
No,
Oh,
like-
they should make a pizza.
They
Yeah,
should,
they
not
should.
specifically.
They specifically should. Like a Big Boy.
I was
Obviously.
about to say Big Boy, and
Yeah.
I could see the glint in your eye. I was
know.
like, we know Big Boy.
Yeah, Big Boy is
Man.
amazing.
That's like the third time this week that Big Boys come up in
Really?
my life. Like Elias Brothers with the dude holding the tray.
Mm-hmm.
We go there when we visit my parents. We don't have one around. Well, is it in Jamestown?
Bismarck.
Bismarck. Okay. We know. I mean, that's the closest one. But yeah, we have our in Michigan. It's right. Geez, probably 2 miles from my parents'
Yeah.
house.
You also say Big Boy every time you pick up your 14-year-old son for the last time.
Ooh, what's
Big Boy.
No, my son says it to me. He's like, "Oh, Dad, you're a big boy. You can pick me up." I'm like, "I know, son. Thank you."
I like to think that is the voice you use with your son for no reason. I just talk like a tired cartoon dog when I'm around my son.
So, somehow I got locked into Eeyore as a parent, and I was just like, "Okay, son."
You got to keep up the ruse.
Yep. He thinks
Instead
I
of-
talk like that.
Yeah, instead of doing baby talk to your kid.
You did Eeyore your dog.
I never did baby talk. Like sometimes I see people like in Target or something or Walmart or wherever I happen to be shopping, and they're like, "Oochie boochie booga boochie boo boo." It doesn't make any sense. Did Johnny want to go play in the like? Nope. I talked to my kid like a regular person, even when he couldn't understand what I was
Yeah.
saying. Now he doesn't talk. He doesn't have trouble with his R's. He can say his S's and T's.
Sure, you set him up for success.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sound of it.
Yeah, I set him up for success.
I had to go to speech therapy when I was a child.
I'm sorry, Blaze.
And I screwed up like dumb letters, like L's and G's, like ones that aren't even remotely.
They don't
close
even
to
know
each
how to
other.
teach you how to fix
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah.
oh, we've never seen someone with this problem.
Exactly.
You gotta say this word over and over. The word is gigolo.
Yeah.
Gigolo.
Actually,
That's
I
a
think
tricky one because you got two different kind of G's. in
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because I think that like there was different one too. Like I couldn't say ninja because I would say Gina. So I'd like
Yeah, that
switch
is
stuff
really
around like
weird.
that.
That's-
it's like G's and N's and
Isn't that a dyslexia?
That sounds like dyslexia
Yeah,
more
I
than
think-
just.
yeah,
what?
but I never used yellow paper. Like I just couldn't.
Is that
like,
a thing?
Yeah, like people with dyslexia, they'd give them like yellow paper because I had friends with dyslexia in my class, and for some reason it was like on like a yellow sheet of paper, a different one. It would like help
Just
them out.
easier to read. Okay.
Something.
Like that's why legal pads are yellow because it's supposed to be easier to read on yellow. Just in general.
Huh.
I don't like. I almost said we didn't have any dyslexic kids where I went to school, but we for sure did. Like
They just didn't ca-
nobody
yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
Like I got to thinking, I was like, oh no, you for sure
We,
did.
we
actually.
probably did.
There are some times when I read, and I'm like, I swear that I read a word that's over here way before this
Oh.
one. But I don't know if my brain's just processing something different quicker, or if maybe that's dyslexia.
I don't know enough to do.
None
Well,
Neither
if it's
do
the
I.
whole word, because I don't know. In the commercials, they make it seem like it's so severe where, like, you read a word like radio and the numbers. See, that's another form. The letters are all jumbled up. Like,
Yeah,
the
where
word
you're like,
starts
oh,
with
RA.
a D. Yeah,
Right.
right? And
Yeah.
they're like, how do you not see that as radio?
I'm sure there's levels.
There's levels to this stuff, dog.
There's levels. It's a big dyslexia actually coming after us.
What if dyslexic cows?
What? Yeah, what about
Ooh,
it?
That's the worst joke I'll make today. 100%. I hope.
Yeah, I made a dumb joke to Fulsebakke this past weekend too, because he asked me something, and I was like, "Oh wait, where are you?" And he was like, "Plaza." I'm like, "Oh, is that place named after the mall that's inside of it?" And he was like, "No, actually, I think it's named after." And I'm like, "Oh,
Like, it was such a bad joke, it didn't register as a joke. It registered as a sincere question.
Exactly. He's like, "No, I think it's named after this."
No, I think it's probably named after a guy or something.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh no, that was just a really dumb joke."
Oh, sweet Nathan. That's kind of both of your faults, because I'm assuming, because sometimes something will just fly straight past Nathan.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't take that one too personally.
Oh, Nathan Fulsebakke.
You had him on this show?
We had him when we first started having guests or whatever. We had him call in,
Oh, okay.
but he's never here on Tuesday mornings. Is the only
I
thing.
suppose.
So
yeah,
then,
yeah.
Because we got to try to work on getting video like streamed in here.
Video
'Cause there's-
calls.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like it looks weird when you just have the video out.
Yeah.
and then
That makes
you
sense.
see us like just looking up, listening to people.
Yeah,
so-
while some voice in the sky talks.
Yeah.
I get it.
That we're making faces at each other about the story that the person on the phone's we're just like,
Yeah.
can you believe this Yahoo's talking
Rolling
about
your
this?"
eyes.
Like,
Like, this guy.
yeah.
Yeah. There actually are a few times, if you watch a couple of episodes where we have people call in, that there is something that goes on in here, and we're like trying to not to laugh while someone's talking. So it's like they won't watch this. It's fine.
Yeah, and everything changed for me once my grandmother died.
You're biting your knuckle.
Like, no, the guy spilled his coffee all over his shirt right over there. Promise.
Dude, I never knew, like, the grandparents are so much younger nowadays. It seems like they don't seem super old.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my grandparents were always old because my parents were almost 50 when they had me. But it was like, when you see, like, grandparents now, they all seem like well put together, like 40-year-old women.
They all seem my age.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm 39, and like I have buddies who, like, I have a buddy who just became a grandpa, and he's like 3 years older than me, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't like how that feels.
Yeah.
Not at all.
And they don't look old. But maybe
Right.
people just looked older too. Like,
Well, yeah, like
Well,
you look
younger.
at the cast of Cheers, and you're like, they were all 34. You're like, what are you talking about?
yeah.
Cliff Clavin was 34,
Like, there is no way that guy was a silver-haired fox.
right? People aged like milk back then.
Yeah.
Out of
I wonder
the
why that is.
refrigerator.
Now
Well,
it's-
it's just because of, like, different products, I'm sure. Like, there's a whole... And I would think that it'd be worse
That's
with
what
the
I was
stuff
thinking.
that you
I was like,
eat, but...
the plastics are keeping us young.
Yeah, the microplastics.
Yeah.
Get them in you.
Plastics.
Yeah.
Yeah, put them in you.
Put them on your gums.
Yeah.
Is what we're saying.
That's not Enya, that's the Cranberries. What's that song by Enya?
Who can say
Only time.
Put them Enya.
put them
Hey,
Enya?
yeah,
I was wondering where Enya came from there.
I do think that I remember this very vividly. I had an Atari, like the old video game
Yeah.
system, right?
Mhm.
And my parents, they had like it was like one of my grandmother's friends went to like an old folks home basically, and then he had passed away, and we had to get rid of his stuff, and we kind of like had a estate sale almost or whatever. But my mom was like, "Hey, let's put some of our stuff in there." My Atari. And like in retrospect, I didn't really care that much, but right now I'm like, I wish I still had that,
Right,
you know.
yep.
Yeah.
A lady came to buy it. She was a grandmother, and I don't know. I think I was like 13, 14, and I remember that was the first time I remember being like, that lady is attractive, and she was somebody's grandma, like she was holding a baby. And then she said, like, oh, this is my grandson, I think, granddaughter, maybe. I don't remember that detail. But I do remember being like, you're really pretty. Like, oh, my gosh. But, like, I couldn't wrap my head around, like, my grandmother and this lady was, like, 20 years
Yeah.
younger than my
Right.
grandma. And, like, I was like, oh, my gosh, you're really pretty. And
How could you possibly be
be
a grandma?
grandmother.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, where's your daughter? Like, I didn't even care about her.
Yeah.
You know, like she could look however she wanted to. I was focused on grandma. And thank goodness I didn't develop some weird, like, grandma thing.
That would have been a specific one to develop early.
Right,
Like, I just want a grandma holding a baby and a 2700. Like, that's what I need.
2600.
2600.
Yeah.
Atari 2600. And I remember the joystick, the plastic around it was, like, not connected anymore. Like, the joystick, as far as I know, still worked, but the rubber
that
sheath,
bottom part,
you know, like, still wasn't.
Just flopped.
Yeah. But it was, she had glasses, dark hair. I mean, I could.
She's still on your
I
mind.
can picture her right now. Yeah.
Dude, my grandma had the only grandparent I knew was the typical, like, just miserable grandma. The only memories I have is going to the old folks home to visit her and just, like, everyone being miserable, being like, play bingo here, and getting pink candies that you don't know where they come from. I don't know what. That's another thing. Grandma candy, like, that was just unmarked. You're like, where do you guys all have the same type of candy?
Like, now it makes sense because you can buy anything on the internet. But where were you getting it then in 1991, Grandma?
Exactly. I would go down to Mott Drug Store, would not see it anywhere. She hasn't left the town in 54 years. Like, where does this come from?
Like, I buy, like, if you go to my pantry right now, I've got a big bag of those strawberry ones.
Oh, yeah.
Like the little red that looks like a strawberry.
Oh,
With
yeah.
the green
little,
twisty on top.
Yeah.
Like, I buy those on the internet because I'm a lunatic. But, like, where did my grandma get them?
Yeah.
Yup.
It's insane. The Sears store closed down years ago.
Montgomery Ward no longer exists. Actually, I don't see them anymore, and I wish I did. I should have. I never thought of looking on the internet, but they were like coconut Neapolitan candies.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yes.
Dude,
Yep.
I'd eat those and I'd always get in trouble. Like, my mom would say, like, if you're in the grocery store, they had like a little section and you could grab one, and I would just eat the one. Now, the last time I remember seeing them, they had a little box. You could put a nickel in the box and take one.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
But now the whole shebang is gone, and I don't see any of those candies anymore.
You'll sometimes see them at a gas station in like a brick, like a chocolate
Yeah.
vanilla strawberry
okay,
brick.
The Spanish store. I don't know. I could say the name La Unica.
I
La
love
Unica.
Unica,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, I haven't been to the new one on University. But
Neither have I. I visit the Moorhead one over in the industrial park all the time.
That's the one right by my house. So I
Nice.
go to that one.
Dox
I wouldn't
yourself.
say often. What?
I said dox yourself. Somebody's going to show up and steal your bull.
That's
Yeah.
right. Oh man.
I live
Better
there.
Be careful.
From there, take a right, take a left. Drive about 2 blocks.
So
No,
then
that place is incredible.
they have a brick of it, and I've purchased it there, but it's not the same one that I'm thinking of, but it's very similar.
Yep.
I was just in New Mexico, and like all of the gas stations have them in all these different flavors. It must be a Latina thing.
Yeah.
Um,
Latinx.
yeah. I bought a bunch of those on that road trip.
Dang it! I'm gonna have to go to New Mexico.
Just for the candy.
What were you doing in New Mexico?
Never been there.
Oh, nice.
I was like, I've always thought it would be fun, so I went because I could.
Nice.
So I just did like a 10-day road trip. Just like, I'm gonna go down here a while.
I've never been to New Mexico.
It's pretty cool. Santa Fe's a fun town. Albuquerque's kind of a hole in the wall, but it was
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
That's where Bugs Bunny took a wrong turn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Should have taken a left.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Albuquerque blessed with a funny name, you know. Albuquerque and Poughkeepsie got it locked down.
I was just thinking of
What about
Poughkeepsie, too. That's wild.
Yeah.
That was the other
that's
one that
also
came
from
to-
Looney Tunes. Like, they
Oh,
would,
yeah.
you know, that was the other town they would always
I
mention.
was wondering why that was in my brain, and then you mentioned it. I'm like, that is insane.
Yeah.
Ah.
Like, you can hear Poughkeepsie in, like, Donald Duck's voice, because, like, that's, you know.
Yep. Oh, that was
Whoa.
pretty good.
That was a
Really?
very good.
Can you
Donald
talk
Duck.
while you say that? Do that?
That's 100 times better than I could ever
Yeah.
do, yeah.
That was my best Donald Duck, and that was the worst Donald Duck I've ever.
Man,
heard.
the seed is there, though. You got to water
Yeah,
that, baby.
yeah.
If I practice it,
Yeah.
I probably
I think you got
could.
5 new minutes if you
That
get
is
that
true.
figured out.
Or you could be strictly Donald Duck comic.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I could do Donald Duck host. And then that sounds not.
Thanks for
that's
coming
not-
out, you guys. I heard it perfectly.
Dang it! All right, well, That would be the worst shtick ever. People would get real tired of it after about 3 minutes.
You mix that with a little bit of magic tricks.
Did he just say ta-da?
I can't do the voice, but in my head I'm trying to imagine, is this your card? But Donald Duck, but I couldn't do the joke because I couldn't do the voice.
Yeah, I don't even know how you're.
That was a terrible sound. That wasn't.
I don't know how.
Isolate that.
Yeah.
Get that for my text tone. Yeah.
Oh, it's your text tone that's just coming through.
You're like, ugh.
In a fight with your girlfriend. It's just
you got it cranked up. You're in line at the grocery store. The person behind you starts gagging. Like, oh, what is that sound?
the person in front of me. I just start moving.
Yeah, I think you stumbled. I think we found your getter done, and it's Donald Duck.
It'd be almost funnier just to do like talk regularly, and then like how he says get her done. You just go.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it.
I want you sitting at home practicing.
Yeah, send me videos of you acting like Donald Duck.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is so.
It's not the first time I've told someone.
Send me videos of you pretending to be. That's funny. I got when I lived in Minneapolis, and it's I can't believe like it took me so long to realize that this was a thing, but they'd always put up little wanted posters, not wanted, but like flyers, if you will, on telephone poles. Mm-hmm. One of them was, "Hey, we're having a contest for $100. Whoever can do the best Chewbacca. So call this number and leave a Chewbacca voicemail or whatever." Mm-hmm. So like people call this number. I'm imagining, because I almost did it. Like I picked up my phone and was like, doot, doot, doot. And it was ringing. And then I had this thought, like, no, there's no $100 prize. This dude just wants a bunch of people who to be like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my best Chewbacca. Give me my $100. So like, then I thought like, oh man, what if it's like a practical joke? Like, imagine I put this poster up, but Blaze's phone number's on it. And he keeps answering the phone, and some dude is like,
that would be pretty good.
That'd be a fun practical joke.
Yeah.
I want a buddy.
Yeah. So then I was like, I'm not going to be a part of it. But then you'd see one was a lost kitten, and it was a picture of a Bengal tiger. It's like, please return to, if seen, call this number, whatever.
That's a pretty good one.
It's like, dang.
I'm into flyer pranks. I think we got to.
Yeah, we should bring those back.
Yeah.
I had friends put up an M4M post for my buddy on Craigslist, and he was getting a bunch of calls being
brutal.
like, "What's going on?"
That's a step too far. Yeah. The council rules that's a step too far.
I was laughing really hard when they were telling me about it, but I was like, man, that guy is having a terrible day.
In the dorms, we would a couple of dudes playing pranks would and this I'm 1,000 years old, would sign up people for magazine subscriptions.
Oh yeah,
we've done that. Like
that was always one.
Yep.
Like, my mailbox is packed full of garbage.
Gym memberships. Yep, like fill this out. You might win a gym membership. Yep.
I know my one buddy's social security number because it's literally only one off mine.
Oh, that's cute.
And I put his name and social security number in for the guard, so I could get and stay trapped.
He's been enlisted,
so I could get a free backpack. And then he kept getting like there was service members like coming to our school being like, "Nate Mesmer, you signed up for this." He's like, "No, I didn't."
Nate Mesmer.
Incredible.
Oh man.
Hey man, that's not funny. I got arrested for being AWOL. Yeah. I gotta go to military prison.
Yeah. Jack Reacher is my lawyer.
Yeah. I represent him. And don't get him off.
He's in Gitmo with a hood on.
It's like, it was just a like, Oh man.
He's on the bottom of that pyramid with no clothes on. Like that Blaze is such a prankster. Rascal.
Just like I got him good.
When I get out of this Vietnamese internment camp prison, I'm gonna get him.
He comes back and just puts like, I don't know, shaving cream in my hand while I'm asleep.
Yeah,
And
it's a
he's
real
like,
innocent one.
It's like,
Like,
got
you
you
got me.
back.
Now we're even.
Yeah. Hey, I signed you up for a craft beer of the month club.
Take that.
Yeah, thanks. Now I'm gonna get 2
He's like-
bottles. Of
And
this.
he's like, and I didn't know your credit card number, so I used mine.
Yeah. Take that.
Oh man, that's actually, I don't know why this is funny to me. It always has been, but there's a show called the Dana Carvey Show.
Oh yeah.
It was a sketch show, but there's a scene where they pull up to the McDonald's drive-thru and they order like a ton of stuff. They're like, 42 cheeseburgers, I need 57 shakes, whatever, blah blah blah. They pull up to the first window, pay for it, and they're giggling and they're like, they pay for it, get the receipt, and then they take off.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys messed that prank up real bad.
Dude. The Dana Carvey show was so like one thing that they always did for that was have like a ridiculous sponsor for each show.
Mm-hmm.
So they would be like, oh, this is the Mountain Dew Dana Carvey show or something like that. And it was like that it followed Tool Time. What's the actual show? Home Improvement. It followed Home Improvement.
Yeah.
And none of them knew what Home Improvement was. And the Dana Carvey show should not have been in prime time because
Yeah.
it was wild. So it was like one of the most like serious Home Improvement shows that they had. Where
I've
one
seen
of the,
this clip.
Yeah, one of the kids was gonna like die or like get
Yeah.
diagnosed with something. He's like, I don't want to die, Dad. And they go, the most serious Home Improvement episode yet. And then goes, followed by the Diet Dr. Pepper Dana Carvey show.
That promo's incredible. I've seen that clip.
So good.
Oh man, that sounds fun. Dang, I feel like I have seen that. I heard of it, but I don't remember it well
Yeah.
enough. I'll look it
Well, the
up
Dana
later.
Carvey show had some of the craziest, like the staff on that was insane because it was like Stephen Colbert, Stephen Carell, that's why I couldn't think of his name. Dana Carvey, obviously.
It'd be amazing if he wasn't on there.
Yeah. That would be.
The Dana Carvey show.
Whoever was the
featuring
insult comedy dog or whatever. he was-
Triumph.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But the guy who does his voice, it was another
Robert
writer on that.
Smeagol. Is Robert Smeagol the guy who
It-
does the voice?
I
I
think
don't
so.
know.
No, it's not Robert Smeagol.
something like that.
The Triumph, the insult comic dog was. I used to live for that.
Oh,
It's
amazing.
like it was so fun. He would just like
Yeah, Robert Schmiegel.
it is. Oh, nice.
The one of him like roasting the nerds waiting for episode 1
Oh,
Phantom
yeah,
Menace
yeah.
is, like I could watch that every day. 'Cause it's just brutal. It's so savage.
I'm pretty sure he came out with like a game show, just a one-off game show a couple years ago on Netflix or something like that. And it's they have who's like the guy that went pretty right wing from all the Adam Sandler movies? Rob
Schneider.
Schneider, yeah. and-
Rob Schneider went right.
Oh, man.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
He made the pivot. I mean, you got to sell tickets, right? So
Yeah.
he made the pivot a while back.
God.
Yeah. It was
That's
only like a year or
crazy.
two ago that this Triumph like game show thing came out, and it's pretty
Yeah.
good. It's worth checking
I
out.
missed that.
Yeah, I didn't even know about it. I'm really interested in this Robert or
Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider going right wing.
Oh yeah, and also, did you know Rob Schneider's daughter is Elle King? Like, I don't know, she's like a singer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I met
But
Robert.
she like disowned him.
Rob Schneider was here not too long ago. He was
Yeah.
here. He did a show, and apparently, so when I lived in Hawaii, I met Adam Sandler and Rob Schneider. They both walked into the place that I worked. They thought it was like a grocery store, and in the back was a deli, not like a Hornbacher's, but like a New York deli.
Sure.
You know, like there was a restaurant in the back, and I worked at the restaurant, and they just came in there, and they were like, and it was funny because I'm cooking, and it's like you can literally from me to Blaze away like 5 feet. You know, I'm cooking. These two guys walk in, and then I just hear, "What do you guys got? Roast beef in here?" And that's funny because it was a vegetarian restaurant. And I look up and I was like, no, we have what the, that's Rob Schneider and Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh my God. And like, so like I made them some food or whatever. And they were like, honestly, I mean, it sounds silly to say, but like they were pretty chill. Like I tried not to fanboy out, but I was like, dude, have you ever seen The Water Boy? You know, I was like, The Water Boy's like one of my favorites. So funny. You know, like, oh my God. But then, yeah, they ended up leaving. And, side note, my friend Becky was also on shift. And my mom, when I left for Hawaii, gave me a camera, a Polaroid digital camera. It was one of the first digital cameras. The picture I took of her, Rob Schneider, and Adam Sandler, crystal clear, came out perfect. The picture she took of me is literally a black screen. I was just like, what the Becky, I hate you so much. But yeah, when I told the people at Babs that story, and they were like, oh my God, we love Adam Sandler, blah, blah, blah. And then a couple weeks later, Rob Schneider went to Babs, and it's like, I go there almost every day. And I didn't see him, but they were super excited about it. And I was like, he was in town? Yeah, he's doing a show over here. But I had no idea who was right wing.
Yeah.
I can't say right wing without like stopping, pausing, thinking about saying.
It's a tricky one.
Dyslexia, bringing that full circle. What were they saying? Were they filming 50 First Dates down there?
When I saw them, I think it was 50 First Dates that they were filming.
That makes sense.
Like, honestly, at the time that I lived there was a lot of celebrity sightings. Like, my wife was friends with some of the members of the cast from Lost.
Okay.
Michelle Rodriguez was in Lost, and I picked her up at a bus stop because we went to, I've seen her at just random parties, and I saw her sitting at the bus stop, and I pulled up, and I was like, hey, Shelly, do you need a ride? And then she was like, yeah, but she wasn't, like, Michelle Rodriguez at the time. She was just
Shelly,
a girl named Michelle who, like, you know what I mean? It was just like, oh, okay. And then now she's Fast and Furious internet superstar or whatever. But it was just like, whoa. Yeah, a lot of famous people were there all the time. I played ping pong with Owen Wilson.
What?
Who
won?
Was he good?
He whooped me. I was supposed to be cooking.
Oh, you were cooking.
Yeah.
Did he use his schnoz?
It's just as big. It's just as big and out of whack as it is on TV. Yeah.
Did his
My
nose
girlfriend
actually
got hit on by Morgan Freeman. They were filming the movie The Big Bounce. Morgan Freeman's stand-in, who coincidentally looks and sounds just like Morgan Freeman, because we were playing pool at this Turtle Bay resort, and I look over and I'm like, hey, that looks like Morgan Freeman. And then she was like, nah. And then the dude came over and like basically was like, you guys want to play? Do you guys want to play pool with us? And then, yeah, he started, it was like another guy, and he started telling us what he was doing and like how he just stands in for Morgan Freeman. Like if they ever need a shot of him talking to somebody,
they use
it'll
like
be the back of his
head.
head or whatever, you know. And then I was like, oh man, that's crazy. And yeah, he kept hitting on my girlfriend, and I was just like,
Morgan Freeman,
do it. Go for it, man. That'd be crazy.
Morgan Freeman laying game is kind of funny to think about.
Not Morgan Freeman laying game. Like,
well, both of them, but I'm talking about actual Morgan Freeman being like, and then he talked to her and asked her out on a date. It's like,
I like the idea of Morgan Freeman stand-in hitting on your gal, and then there's like a pause, and then real Morgan Freeman takes his place.
that would,
Like, y'all take it from here.
Like, I'm not going to let some low-budget Morgan Freeman take my girlfriend. Oh, regular Morgan Freeman? Go ahead.
Yeah,
All right, that's all you.
That's fine.
I'll just wait out here.
Handy.
Had no earthly business being out there by the rest of the rocks. I found Andy Dufresne. That's the Shawshank Redemption.
yeah, he's
Wait,
just always in
is that
character.
Shawshank?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I get the Shawshank Redemption and Schindler's List.
Oh, interesting.
Not the movies themselves mixed up, but I'll be like, oh, you ever seen Schindler's List with Morgan Freeman? Like, no.
That'd be incredible. What a movie that would be. Instead of Liam Neeson?
Yeah. Or Morgan Freeman plays Hitler. Like, this is a weird casting.
Yeah. Hey, if they can put Army Hammer or Johnny Depp as a
If-
Native
if
American.
he can be Tonto,
yeah, then they can.
Dude, that's what this past weekend my buddy was the Lone Ranger for Halloween. He's
I did see
he's
that.
like,
in
what
one
are
of your
you going to
snaps.
be? And I was like, man, I wish that I could be Tonto with you. But I was like, maybe if I dress up like Johnny Depp's Tonto. And I'm like, I think I'm just going to be a kangaroo.
I think I'm just going to avoid this altogether.
exactly.
Yeah.
I have a picture somewhere when I worked in at the YMCA. There's a kid who, bless his soul, he was a ghost, but his parents made him into a KKK member for sure. Like the hood came up to a point, and it was just like, bro, I know you're in like first or second grade, and your parents did this, but your parents should have known better. You know, like, there's a picture of it.
You pretty much need to use a pillow or something that comes to a point for that. Because if you're just using a regular sheet,
it should lay pretty classically as far as ghosts go.
Yeah, I was like, how did you? All right, I mean, sorry, kid, but one kid was a crayon. I was like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. What color crayon?
I'm pretty sure it was purple, if I remember right.
Mm.
I remember
That's
in my
safe.
school there was
Yeah.
that's a good color.
Yeah.
Yep.
We had some twins dressed up as Legos, and they were like they fit together.
Oh, they could get together?
Yeah,
Ah, that's adorable.
yeah.
My buddies a couple of years ago were that evergreen boat that like got stuck, or that huge cargo ship.
Oh, the one that's stuck in the
Dude,
canal.
and so there was like 4 of them, and they all made these huge boxes and painted it like that. And then we'd be walking through the bar, and they would all get together and just
be in
stop
the
the
way.
traffic. It
That's
actually,
incredible.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that.
This year last year we were trying to figure out like a group costume too, and we were actually going to dress up like wrestlers, but also just have 4 of us have poles on the back of our, just our backs or whatever, and then switch that out, but then have ropes and actually become the ring.
The ring.
And then have
yeah.
other people jump in the middle.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then some people just didn't want to do it. I'm like, this is a good idea. No one's ever been a wrestling ring for Halloween.
Yeah.
I didn't have any like wild ones when I was a kid. I think I was Gene Simmons from Kiss like 3 years in a row.
Nice.
Like I just loved Kiss when I was a kid.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I was wearing a full kangaroo costume that I got off online. Like, and then I just looked like this. This was a couple years ago. I wore this kangaroo costume multiple times. But I was walking through, and this person actually goes, "Hey, dude, Jesus costume." And I was like, they just looked at my face.
Yeah.
I was like,
Dressed
I'm
as
very much a kangaroo. I have a pouch.
I have a tail.
Yeah, there's a big tail and a pouch. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
But if Jesus was a kangaroo, you look like Jesus-roo. Kangaroos.
Kangaroos. Those are just different.
Christaroo is the one. I think.
Christaroo.
Christaroo.
We got there. We spitballed it.
Nice.
That sounds like what I would call Jesus if I was just palling around with him. What up, Christaroo?
My old buddy Christy Christ.
We're buds.
Did they know that he was Christ while he was alive?
Some people
Or
did.
was
some
that
people
like
didn't.
a afterthought that they're like, oh, that was Christ?
No,
Because did he call himself Jesus Christ?
He was Jesus of Nazareth.
Yeah. So
But I don't
when
know-
did the Christ come in?
I don't know about the Christ part.
Hmm.
It's a good question. Maybe it wasn't the Romans that gave it to him.
They were just mad at him. Jesus.
Like, oh,
That's actually how it came
Yeah.
about.
This has nothing to do with Christianity or Christ. It's just like, oh, there's some
It
other
was just
dumb
exasperation
guy.
on the Romans' part.
Did
AC Slater.
did AD start after Jesus actually died? So he was actually alive during BC?
Yes.
Or do they have like a
That middle ground, I
Yeah.
get what you're
Yeah.
saying. Yeah, the fuzzy 33
Well,
years.
that's, so that's a good point because AD is after.
after death, right?
Yeah,
No.
but BC's before Christ.
AD means something different.
Does
There's
it?
a- yeah,
After
there's a-
Doridian.
it means
Don't fact check this.
I was just sitting on that the whole time, like, doesn't mean, don't say after death, not what it means.
Anno Domini.
There you go, Adam Domini.
Oh yeah, and which is
it's Latin for in the
After
year
death.
of the Lord.
Yeah.
oh. I
So
sometimes
it's
say that
estimated
for fun.
after the birth of Christ.
I think it starts at
So technically,
0.
he started. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So he died in
Oh.
year like 33.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like all the good celebrities.
Yeah.
The 33
The 30
Club.
Hey, Marco, it's 27. Shut up.
If you fact checked one more thing.
Everybody knows we only spit truths on
Yeah.
this show.
There has been just a bunch of stuff that we've just gone through being like,
I was warned to only say facts. when I
Only-
came
yeah.
in today.
After Death is definitely more compelling radio than Annie DeFranco, whatever it is you said. I don't know.
oh, Chris Farley was 33 when he died.
You just have a list of celebrities that died
We
at
have-
33. That's a bummer.
I wanted
That's
to-
a bummer Google search, man.
You know what,
He
though?
didn't
None of
search it.
them,
It's on a notepad that we've been collecting information.
every week we come up with a new person that died at
Update
33.
it. Yeah.
Not a lot of people that I really care about died at 33.
That's your version of a radio show's like celebrity birthdays.
Celebrity deaths.
Who died on this day? Oh, man.
That'd actually be a pretty funny bit now that I think about it. Just your guys' take on tired radio shticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it would be so when I did my radio show way long time ago, I thought it would be fun to do missed connections.
Oh, yeah.
Like I would read the missed connections on the radio,
Oh, yeah.
and then somebody was like, "Oh, they do that on whatever," and I was like, "They what?"
Yeah.
Because like I read a missed connection once because I thought it was hilarious, and then like if you go through like a lot of those, well, Craigslist, I don't think they have that section anymore.
Right. I
Yeah,
don't
they
the-
used to.
The missed connections one was insane. It was just like I was in Hornbachers the other day, and sometimes people would just make up stuff. You could tell they were just writing it
Yeah.
to be hilarious, and like it would like, I was looking at blueberries. And I swear you farted, but it smelled so wonderful, or whatever, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And it would just like go
Just
on.
wild.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh my God.
But then the
Randy
other ones,
and
though,
Blueberries loves this lady.
yeah, and some of them are just like, we were in the same aisle, you were buying the baked beans, and we made eye contact. You probably thought that was my son with me, but it was my nephew. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like all of them. You're like,
Yeah. You're like, I don't.
I want to know how many of those actually have ever. There has to be one that has actually like found each other at some point, but
There was when I lived in Minneapolis. That's what gave me the idea. There was a girl named Caitlin, and people used to write. She had purple and blue hair when we worked at the pizza place. We were open till like 3 a.m, but we're slanging pizza. And she would get missed connections like all the time. Like people would just be like, I saw you at Mesa Pizza. You had purple and blue hair or whatever, and like your smile was so friendly and like you were so cool. I just thought, and it'd just be like, what the. Caitlin, are you ever? She'd just be like, "That's so weird."
That's
Like,
yeah.
just say
extraordinarily
hello to
weird.
me. You
Yeah,
know?
that's-
You're right. Just say hi, you
Yup.
creep.
Yup.
yeah, because what are you supposed to comment and be like, yeah, meet me here later? That's murder. People don't just,
100%.
Yeah.
Murder. Yeah.
Hey, I get out at 3:30 in the morning. Meet me in the alley behind the store.
Yeah.
Like, nah,
Yeah.
nah, thanks.
Here's what kind of car I drive. It's unlocked.
Right. Actually, we used to get to see, and like I doubt it would even work today, but I wonder. I bet you they still do. Anyway, we were closed at 3 a.m, and so Caitlin would make people show their wieners to get free pizza. I should have said to get free pizza first. So like. Basically, like the whole window was glass, and you'd walk in front of it, and people would be like, "Give me pizza!" Like the doors would be locked or whatever, and like dudes would be like, "Lift up your shirt" to the girls, and they'd lift up their shirts and show us their boobs, and we'd give them a pizza. But Caitlin would be like, should like do the thing, like
Do the
pull
pull
down, your
down,
pants,
yeah.
and like I saw way too many dogs. You know what I mean? Like, oh.
then she does a misconnection. She's like, you were hanging hard out the window. You looked about 5.5 inches.
Yeah. you had a purple and blue bush. Like, oh man, that's awesome.
Oh, my God.
I dyed my hair to match yours.
So wait, but then she'd just give free pizza through the door or what?
Yeah, we would open the door and then hand him a box of pizza because
Oh.
we had like it was kind of like you can think of spicy pie. They have that rack.
Yeah.
Like ours were all like deli style. Like it was all there was like probably 10 pizzas, maybe 15 pizzas just out in the window. You would say I want that one. We'd put it in the oven and then
Gotcha.
you'd pick it up at the end.
And then they just start doing like the popcorn trick with the pizza boxes.
Sweet horn, here's a slice.
Yeah.
No.
Wink.
Yeah. No, I never did that. But yeah, sometimes I mean, we'd honestly have like sometimes 8, 9 pizzas left over, and like people would just walk by and be like, "Give me free pizza," and here's a box because we're just gonna throw it away.
I was about to say better than tossing it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, if it was good, I'd take some home, but you can only eat so much pizza. And I didn't have a car at the time, and I had to walk about 45 minutes to get home at 3 in the morning.
Oh, geez.
Man.
But like downtown Minneapolis wasn't nearly as dangerous. I feel like I don't even know if it's dangerous now, but I hear a lot more horror stories about it now than when I worked there. I had to walk from Dinkytown, if you're familiar, Dinkytown to Uptown, which is like literally from one side of downtown to the other side of downtown, and I never had any. Yeah.
This is telling about like being a chubby fella, because I wasn't even worried about like, can you imagine how dangerous? I'm like, walk 45 minutes. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I never tracked my steps before, but I wonder, like, I would go to school all day, walk from class to class. Like, I'd actually have to walk to school, which was downtown. Then sometimes I would walk home and then walk back to the pizza place to go to work. So, like, I have a watch now that tracks my steps, but I wonder, had to have been at, like, 45,000 steps a day, you know? Like,
and then you'd also eat all 8 leftover pizzas.
No, but I would, like, you'd get there and have a slice.
Yeah.
Halfway through your shift, you'd have a slice.
Dude,
you know, like,
there's no way I could work in the food industry due to the fact that I would munch all day.
All day,
like,
yeah.
I have no self-control over food whatsoever. If I can't keep it in my house. Like, I need to make what I'm making then. If I have chips, I'll eat until I'm sick.
eat the whole bag. They're just gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's never a time where I buy a bag of Doritos and then don't eat the whole bag.
Yeah.
And then I just feel miserable.
Yeah.
You ever make the mistake of like buying Halloween candy too early?
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh, I got things
Yeah.
under control.
Yeah.
It's Labor Day. I already bought Halloween candy.
Yeah.
And then by like 2 days before Halloween, you're like, I don't know where it all went.
Yeah.
So I 4 bags of Reese's peanut butter pumpkins. So
Yeah.
what is happening right now?
Now I got to go to the store and spend $86 on a one bag of chocolate. And then that's my problem is I buy it right after Halloween when it's on
sale. Yeah.
And it's gone.
Just
by
take it straight to
Christmas.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wrappers of Reese's Pieces.
All over.
Actually, peanut butter cups. I like the peanut butter cup more than I like the smoothed over Halloween pumpkin Reese's. I like the Ridge. The Ridge. I like the Ridge, like the little bit of a crunch that the Ridge gives it.
I get you. I disagree.
Yeah,
I don't
fair.
like the Ridge. I think the pumpkin has a higher peanut butter to chocolate ratio.
It 100% does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The king of the seasonal Reese's peanut butter cups is the Easter egg because it has the most peanut butter to chocolate ratio.
Okay.
That's what I want.
Because the pumpkin probably the shape doesn't, right?
The pumpkin also pretty conducive to more peanut butter.
Yeah.
I've thought about it. I got a ranking list.
What about the big cups?
The Ridge then is way too much.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like,
Crunch.
I just scraped the top of my.
Do you see those like 5-pound ones they have or whatever?
Ridiculous, right? You cut it like a pie.
Yeah.
Wait, cut it?
Yeah, they're
Well, no, they're just like
I
this
just-
big. Oh,
How I eat that thing
just
like
got a serving spoon.
Yeah.
You're eating the middle out of it.
you still pop the middle out.
Yeah.
That's not like a thing. That used to be the whole commercial. Like pop out the middle of the
Oh
Reese's.
yeah. How do you eat a Reese's? Like
Yeah.
all of that, all those ads 20
All right.
years ago.
See, what about the hard candy shell on the Reese's Pieces?
I love Reese's Pieces.
Yeah.
I don't know why peanut butter M&Ms bother existing when we got Reese's Pieces.
See, yeah, that's the only thing that we differ is I like the chocolate. I like the ratio of not having quite as much peanut butter because I do like the peanut butter M&Ms. Or yeah, a little more
Then the Reese's
because
Pieces?
of that. Yeah.
Yeah, much like my thoughts on cups, I'm in the Reese's Pieces for a
The
thinner shell, more peanut butter.
Yep. That makes sense because it's just like a little hard shell for the pieces, and then you get like a lot of chocolate in there for the.
Yep.
I take like if I have a bag of it, that bag is gone within a couple. Like I almost drink it like a liquid. Like I take the bag.
Just tip it. Let me take a pull off of these pieces.
Yeah. And then I become a cow and I have that. What is it? Cud.
Chewing your cud.
I'm a big old maw in
Been
my.
working on these pieces all morning.
Yeah. I just got a little big thing on my lip.
Got your lip like a sin.
Yeah, I'm just sucking peanut butters. Like, but you can swallow it.
You getting a Nick buzz?
Yeah.
No, it's peanut butter mostly.
I gutted that peanut butter.
Oh man, that is good. But we are actually even a little bit over our time, so I think we will need to cut this off, sadly. Marlon, you got any shows and stuff coming up here you want to tell the folks about?
Yeah, plenty. Not a ton in the area.
Gotcha.
Just yet. On the road a lot. This weekend is Granite Falls, Minnesota.
Nice.
Southwest Minnesota, down by like Dawson and Morris, roundabout in there.
Ooh,
in that neighborhood.
okay.
You can go to marlinwells.com, look up all the dates.
Perfect. You're hosting this weekend for Eagle Wit, right?
Ooh,
Correct?
that's right. I'm so excited. Eagle Wit is going to be here from New York.
He's super good.
Super hilarious. I'm excited. Honored to host that show. And JP Martin's going to be here too.
Yep.
Local.
Be good to see him again.
Yeah, good to see JP back here. He's been in Denver for a while. And that's the first and second at the Cellar.
Yep. I'm doing the guest spot on Friday, so
It's going to
It'll
be
be
an
a fun
amazing
one.
show.
Oh, what a boy
fun one
party.
here in Fargo. Yeah, Super Boy party.
Super Boy party.
I'm actually the minority in that one. That doesn't happen very often.
It's very true. That's very true. It's it's gonna be a bunch of You're gonna be the lightest skinned black dude there.
Yeah, for sure.
By a lot.
Yeah. Not even really comparable. Like they'll think I'm albino. Just dye my hair brown.
Brother Ali.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Man, Brother Ali rules.
Yeah,
I
Dude, he's
love
so
Brother
good.
Ali.
Does he sing Guns and Cigarettes, or is that
I don't know who sings Guns and Cigarettes.
bigger than guns, bigger than cigarettes?
Off the top of my head, I don't know. I was listening to the new Tyler Creator on the way.
Oh, sure.
It's all right.
Okay.
I'm only like 4 tracks in, but I'm like, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
When the single came out, I was like, ooh, I don't like this. But so far, so good.
I haven't listened to any of the new Tyler Creator at all. I didn't even know there was a new single out, so I'm gonna have to check that out on my way home.
Yeah, I think that album came out yesterday.
Oh,
nice.
so okay.
So it's real
It's
fresh.
freaky
That's
fresh.
funny because I just
PHRESH.
I just saw an interview with him and he was talking about how he doesn't do any of the he's like I don't have any Balenciagas, I don't drive a Maserati, I don't do this, I don't wear Beats by Dre, I don't he's just going through all this stuff. So that makes sense that I've been seeing him
Yeah,
more recently
like in the
because-
press cycle.
Yeah.
No features on the whole record.
Well,
Oh.
most of the best ones don't have any features, or they have like one because the other person's that great too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just doing it
A feature used to mean something. Now it's just like
until it became nothing but features.
exactly.
Yeah. You're
'Cause-
getting famous off somebody else's. Like you're trying to reach out to all their fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're never gonna have like a Run DMC Aerosmith again that really was like groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now it's just like let's have Post Malone sing with Mariah Carey.
Why not?
Yeah. It's just like, okay, send that track. Like
Yeah, they're not even in the same studio anymore. It's
Yeah.
just like completely
Recorded
and
on
you
my
can
phone
just-
on the way to work.
Yeah.
And like some of those things, it seems like they're organic, and now it's like, oh, well, if I give this person $20,000, they'll come and record a verse for me, or just
Yeah.
record a verse at their studio, and then, But anyway,
I could be wrong because what do I know? But it always felt like M picked his features pretty carefully. Even even that new record,
on his new
like Jelly Roll.
Exactly. Yeah, no, he does do pretty well at that because it's not just it doesn't seem like he's doing it just for the let's make a new song with this new hot
Exactly.
person.
Yeah,
like because even the Jelly
Because
Roll
he doesn't need it. Like,
Exactly.
He's so
Right.
big, he doesn't need
because
it.
the Jelly Roll song like kind of works out with Eminem because it's both about raising your kid with addiction. So then you're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where I don't even know what other ones are. Like Post Malone just singing about drinking beer with another country singer. You're like, that's just
at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
That Posty Country album's all right.
I actually like it all. I like it a lot. I'm just going for the feature thing where it's just like, but yeah, no, I can get behind most of those songs because he actually, I think he genuinely wasn't a guy trying to like be like, I'm just gonna go country to
get a paycheck.
Yeah. I think he genuinely is like, I like this music.
Yeah,
so.
I think so too.
But it does kind of be like every single song though is like a feature with someone else.
You've got to legitimize it.
Somebody pour him a drink.
If you're the person featuring, it's got to be nice, like easy paycheck.
Oh,
like,
dude,
for
awesome.
sure.
Yeah. Oh, you want 16 bars? Sure.
Yeah.
Here's my Venmo.
Well, and especially if you're down in Nashville, it has to be super easy too. Like those guys are actually probably pals, to be honest. Where it's
true.
like the other ones, they're like, oh, I'm in New York. This is an LA guy. If you're down in like Nashville, you're probably just like, oh, let's dink around and make the song.
Throw a rock, you'll hit somebody who wants to be on your record.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, cool. Well, we'll throw some rocks at other people later.
That's how. Did we have a thing about that? Throwing rocks at.
We're throwing change.
Oh, yeah. Throwing change and pick up. Yeah. Throw change to let a girl know you like her.
Yeah. Just,
making it hail, we called it when I worked at the strip club.
Yeah.
You get thrown out for that.
Oh, yeah.
Clink, clink, clink.
Yeah, my one buddy threw a couple bennies on the stage one time, and this girl grabbed him, went straight inch from his face.
Spiked him with it.
And we were like, you deserve it. I'm not upset with her.
Can't be making it hail.
Exactly.
You don't like it.
Awesome. Well, we'll see you guys next week. Toodaloo.
Aloha.